Yo, welcome on in everyone. What's up, Kakashi Animes? Welcome on in. What's up, Uzi, Z8U? Hello. How you guys doing? You ready for some dread grinding? Are you ready? I'm gonna do a little bit of warm up before we actually get the run started. I'm gonna warm up a little bit of the mid-game unrestricted section, and then we'll get to actually play the run. So here we go. Oh. Have you played Metroid Prime Pinball? Nope, I have not played that. I know that's a thing, but I never played it. I mean, I've played many pinballs. Is it just classic pinball with, I don't know, I guess bits of Metroid VFX? Or is there any like actual Metroid twist to it? Do you also get suit upgrades on the ball, on the morph ball, I imagine? Give it a try, worth it? I mean, how exactly would I give it a try? Isn't it for the GameCube or something? Or game, well, I don't even know what. 3DS or what, I don't even know what console it's for. Oh, I went a little low. Let's try that again. I often miss this step here in runs. I think I want to like do a buffered wall jump for this. Yeah, that's no, actually not buffered. I think buffered makes me hit the wall like that. Okay, I don't know what happens that I break this block sometimes. If that happens, it just ruins the whole thing because I can't really... In other places I can turn to the left and jump, but I have no other option here. If I go to the left, I pick this up. If I go to the right, I climb. I can't simply do a neutral jump because I also need to break the block, so... Oh. Yeah, the on pause... I forgot what I was doing exactly, damn it. Actually, I didn't try to press B, I tried to flash shift, but nothing happened. Well, I should also practice the double bot fight a little bit. Wow, that was amazing fight. If I could just do that in a run, that would be really good. Only thing that failed, oh, I already got checkpointed, damn it. The only thing that failed there was I didn't get the correct scoop frame right away. Also, one thing I would love to do, doing this out of the fight would probably be faster than doing bomb jumps. I never go for it though. I never go for it because the chance I get the correct frame and all that. I'm also not even counting how much damage, how many screw attacks I've done on the bots. I would have to put a little bit more effort into that fight. I would have to actually just count the number of screw attacks that I'm on. And as soon as I land the last hit, I have to immediately turn around and skew and take the... and carry the speed boost to the exit. Like, the fight is not that consistent to me. Oh, damn. No! Are you kidding? She didn't break the melee. The melee didn't break this Q. Like, I was pressing left though. She just meleeed forward. Oh well. Alright, I've done this before, but I need to figure out a good way to pace myself here. Maybe? How should I do it? So what happens if I just pace myself with 3 well-delayed flash shift chains? Where does that take me? That does not seem to be particularly fast. Let's try again. There's another way to go through this bridge. It's to build a speed booster and store at the very end and try to do a neutral jump clip off of that, but it's just really hard to do. It has to be first try. Yeah, that. Okay, if I can do this in a run, I will immediately save like 5 seconds over my gold. But that's just so hard to do. There's no guarantee that I'll get the correct skew frame, and it has to be first try because that's all the time you have. If you don't get it first try, your spark will fade before you're able to make use of it. So. That is probably the fastest way to do this, but I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I'll reliably get this in a run. And if I fail, I'm just losing more time, I think. Yeah. Oh, and I even lost skew. Damn. That's bad. If I can recover. We're back. I mean, maybe I could just speed booster instead of flash shift. But I get the feel that a good count of flash shifts might actually just do the job. Oh. That was good. How consistent is this? And that flash shift just over the missile tank was good. I need more of that. Oh. This is what I need to not do in the runs. That's why I will usually take a little bit of time. I'll like take my time. I'll still do the setup pretty quick, but I feel like I take my time to ensure that I input things correctly, that I don't fat finger the B press to cancel out of the pause, because that is a catastrophic mistake. Okay. Oh my god, I accidentally flash shifted. I was supposed to jump, I fat fingered flash shift and finished the fight, and that was lucky because I think I should have died to the black wave. Well, you take those, as they say. No! Ugh. Oh. Unfortunate, I lost skill there. Alright, I'm gonna try to do the double wall clip after Quiet Robe, and then I'll skip to the Drog fight. Because I need those things to go very well in the runs. I mean, first thing I need to go well is getting a first try Emmy Warp. That was a very slow swipe. Alright, good fight. I can climb the wall easy like that if I have lost skew, but then I'll have to get skew again later, which, well, is the bigger problem. Oh right, I have screw attack. I could. Never thought of using screw attack to destroy that little bot. Then why did I not flash shift? Oh, this might not work. Oh, what? I think I pressed plus instead of X. Oh well. Yo, Austin, welcome on in. Speed. We're trying to go fast, but Sam has had other plans. Okay, this time it will work. And all of a sudden you're in the sewers. Dead. Boom. No. I don't understand why, but lately I've kind of unlearned how to shine sync. I've been messing these easy setups. This is like the easiest shine sync clip in the game, or one of the. I think I didn't get the second one. Nah. Alright. Let's try again. No, I had a different plan for this. I think I have to fall to the ground and hit this guy so that it doesn't go down into the floor. If he goes down into the floor, then of course I can't get the second hit. Yeah, that's it. That's the second hit. Or no. Alright, the 2 cycle. I think 2 cycle is the best we can get with this weapon layout. We don't have crossbows, we don't have ice missiles, we don't have wave beam. We could have wave beam if we did it first, but I think it's not worth doing wave beam first. Actually, we could do wave beam first. I just don't think it's worth doing. Why Ravenbeak give Darth Vader vibes at the end? Well, because he calls Sam his daughter, isn't that right? These villains always got that family business. Yeah. Oh, nice. That was a perfect draw kill. Easy B. Now I just need to do that in a run. Nice and easy. Alright, I'm gonna try that draw kill again. I'll do a couple Ravenbeak boss rush practice runs and then we'll just get started. This is basically my warm-up. Boom. That's it. So clean. Now, if only I could do that in a run, in that ride, it would just rifle my gold. Maybe I could actually push the gold further down. Alright, let's do a couple of boss rush Ravenbeak runs. So I can warm up a little bit. All right. It's not even that good, is it? 101? Or a 101 time? What is that, a weapon name? Using a turbo mashing technique called turbo mashing technique. A mashing technique called raking. I don't know why I said turbo. And I got too many gaps in my beams. It's not good. Ugh, too many gaps. Let's see. What's up, Art? Why are you fighting Ravenbeak? I'm warming up. 110. Oh, that was pretty bad. But I could feel my raking just... the mash was not connecting very well. Lots of gaps in my beams. Oh shit, there's actually nothing coming out. I'm not raking properly, dude. What the hell? Yeah, no wonder I wasn't dealing any damage. Oh, wow, that was insane phase 3 RNG, what the heck? That's exactly what you want there, holy crap. Did you mod your Switch for runs? No? Why would I do that? why would I mod my Switch for runs? Why would I do that, Art? How are you going out of the cutscene while still in it and shooting him? The game's kind of bugged, that's it. You can. Anyone can. Modded runs are not accepted on the board, by the way. Not that I care about the board at the moment, but I feel like for those of you coming to the stream and watch, you will of course think about the board and the rules. So as well, my mashing isn't very good today, huh? So I feel like I have to answer a couple of things there, Art. I don't necessarily care about the leaderboard, as I've made that plenty clear with my video on the turbo changes. So at the end of the day, I can run the game however the heck I want, but I do tend to run with the rules that existed pretty much, you know, before the turbo changes. I don't really care if people use turbo or not. I'll just do what I want to do, whatever. So if you want to run and submit your runs to the leaderboard over at SRC, then you cannot run. Your runs are not allowed if you modded your. I mean, it's okay. I think it's okay if you mod your Switch, but you should do your runs in vanilla Dread, obviously. Those are the runs that count. You are allowed to use turbo controllers. It's up to you. But auto clickers from mods, from like software mods, I don't think that's allowed. Not that it makes much of a difference, but yeah. You can buy a turbo controller and use it in the runs if you want. I do not do that. I think I've answered this many times that you asked, Art. No, I don't use an auto clicker. I don't use turbo. I mash manually. But as far as the leaderboard is concerned, turbo is allowed. No, you don't mod your runs for the leaderboards. If you want to participate on leaderboards, you don't mod your runs. That immediately invalidates your run. So why would I do that? Yeah, and I don't particularly care about the leaderboard. I've learned to realize that if I want to enjoy the game, I just have to enjoy the game. That's it. Like, speedrunning isn't owned by anyone, so we're all free to do whatever we want, however we want. Oh no. $102. Seems like I'm consistently getting a 102, 103, 101. I mean, this is good for me. You know, I used to get, I think my best time using my previous mashing technique was like a 59-second run, and you know, I had to comparatively do a lot more work. It took a lot more effort to get that. And I'm just doing some half-assed mashing with raking, and I just get the 101s. They just keep coming. It's quite cool. And I'm nowhere near as tired as I would be if I used my other technique, so this is great. Your joysticks and buttons must scream in agony when you turn the console on. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess my controller is kind of used to it by now, right? That's it. I try not to be too aggressive, but you know, in the middle of the run, sometimes you just do what you gotta do. Alright, let's get those attempts started. I really need to get that first Triami warp. I could possibly get a PB with a second dry warp. In fact, I think my PB does have a second dry warp. But that's immediately 30 seconds lost, if not more. Oh shoot. Oh, that's a reset. Yikes. I don't want to even consider getting a PB with that kind of movement mistake. I think that happens because I didn't hold down B enough, just a slight bit too short. Good luck with your runs. Thank you, Dio. What's up, Dio? Hope you're having a good weekend. I want to get my PB in a sub hour so I can move on to NMG. And then I want to try to push down NMG to see how far I can take it. I would like to see how feasible a sub hour would be with Storm Skip, but I would say it's probably like very tight for a human player. I don't think I have it in me, but we'll see. Maybe there's some more optimizations to be found that will make it a bit more doable. And other than that, I'm looking forward to branching out into other games very soon. I wanted to start playing Pokemon Unite, but the game's at an all-time low. The company really doesn't give a crap about the game. Oh my, again! Holy crap, again! Climb the darn thing, dude! I also considered playing some more Pokemon ZA, but the online battles just feel so clunky that there's no way anyone would want to make content off of that. I also have Metroid Prime, any percent to learn. I mean, I've learned the tricks, but they're not consistent enough that I could put it all together into a single run. Ain't no way. Guess I'm gonna warm up any bump for a sec. I also haven't played Overwatch in a while. That might be a good game to stream. Sometimes I get the feel like, damn, I would like to boot up the stream and play something, but like, what do I even play? What do I even want to play? This happens a lot, chat. Alright, let's start over. Damn, I gotta stop doing that silly wall jump. If I'm gonna choke a run start, it better be to a failed any bump, not kicking the wall just before the ledge. That's silly. Chat, there's nothing... it's more or less confirmed by now. I will make a proper post on YouTube in a week or so. I've been scouted to run Metroid Dread at a GDQ hotfix coming up in a couple weeks. I have offered some categories that I could play. The production is going to decide along with the other runners that will participate based on the time they have available what runs we're going to do, what categories. So this is kind of a pre-announcement that I will be featured in a hotfix pretty soon. But the category hasn't been decided yet, so yeah, again, I'll make a proper announcement about it when all the information is out. Pog! Should be fun. I've participated in Pixels for People twice now. It's a small scale event, of course. That's the first time anyone from GDQ reached out to me. That's pretty cool. One of these days I gotta get back to this point here where we do the slide pseudo and practice it again. Now I understand the trick pretty well. I know the movement that I have to do from the slide to the jump to the turnaround in midair. But sometimes I still don't do it super reliably. And oh no, I could do it better still. Oh, I jumped too soon. Well, that's a reset. Have you considered switching to the seam pseudo? It should also be very fast and reliable. I have, but I mean, I am pretty consistent with the slide pseudo. I think I just need to have a little sit down and do the inputs properly so I can, like, you know, be well prepared for it. Because I've been running with slide pseudo since I started, and I mean, I think I have yet to reset to a bad slide pseudo. I do it pretty consistently. But I just really haven't spent much time practicing it specifically. It's kind of like backdoor flash shift. I also haven't really had a practice session for it. I just kind of derusted it along with the rest of the run, but I still get plenty of second tries. It's like I want to see Samus do a like slide, jump, turn around. I want to see her do a specific movement in midair. I'm not sure how to explain. I would have to sit down and actually practice a little bit. I need to like figure out the order of the inputs that need to go in there because sometimes I mess it up a bit. Yeah. I think that I need to turn around after slide jump. Like slide, jump, and turn around in midair. I think that's the order of the inputs, but yeah, I need to try it again to be sure. I don't have the time to test that very much during the run, but yeah. Oh, that was a that was a terabad jump, and I still got the ledge grab. I didn't think that was gonna work. That was such a bad jump and wall jump. I didn't think that was gonna work. Yeah. And I need to practice the semi bump. I need the setup to be like 100% consistent. I need the only thing I want to have to retry is the parry, not the setup itself, because the setup is easy. Alright, that time is now. I'm gonna beat the Amy and then do a little bit of pseudo practice there. Wait, I wonder if just firing immediately. I wonder if this would actually be faster. Is that the second dash melee gets slightly stopped by the ledge a little bit? Might not. It might not be as much of a time save as I thought. Hmm. Honestly, I don't think the order of inputs even matters that much. To be honest, I'm not sure. It's really hard for me to understand if I'm doing the order that I want to do because I do the inputs pretty fast. Yeah, I can do the jump as the last input and it still works. Meaning that slide turn around and jump fire. Yeah, that's still pseudos. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, it doesn't really, the order of the inputs doesn't matter much. I thought it did, but I guess it's not super important. Ideally, what I want to do is, I want to see Samus like do a little arc to the left and back to the right before she hits the ceiling off of that slide. But since the order of inputs doesn't matter too much, then I guess it's whatever. Yeah, basically I'm setting up the angle on the rebind while going through the save room. Like, just watching me run, you would never know because that's something that just happens IRL. You don't see it. You don't see me setting up the angle. I do it, like, I look at the control stick, set it up, while I'm walking to the left, you would never know. And then I get there with the angle already set. If it's good, I'll get it hit first try. If not, I'll adjust in the follow-ups. It usually doesn't take me many tries to get that shot. And now that my Charge Beam Gold has a pretty nice first try, it'd be hard to go back to a Seam Pseudo. Like, Seam Pseudo is pretty fast, but at best, as far as my comparisons went, it is still 1 second slower if done super fast compared to a very well executed Slide Pseudo. It's not a big deal. It's probably not gonna make the difference between getting the sub-hour time or not, but I think I just kind of roll with it now. I've said this many times, but like, if I were a new runner and I had never learned to do the Slide Pseudo, I would probably just go learn the Seam Pseudo and leave it at that. That 1 second is not really a big deal unless you're trying to go for an extremely tight time. Ooh, that was not a very good wall jump, but it was a very late melee. Oh my god, can I even get a proper attempt at enemy bomb today? Good lord. That was a very low first jump. Alright, I'm probably not even getting first try enemy warp anyway, but I kind of just want to do a little bit of an actual attempt. Because this early resetting is getting pretty annoying. I just spent like 15 minutes, and I don't think I even got a proper parry attempt until now. And that was after failing the first try. Every time I come back to play Dread, it seems I've learned something. When I came back to start doing the D-Rust, I hadn't learned Shine Sinks. I was no longer consistent at Shine Sink clips. I mean, I guess it's not very surprising, but if it's been months since I touched the game, it's pretty normal that I'll lose some of my muscle memory. But the Shine Sink clip just hurts especially because, you know, one of my most hard practice tricks of all time. Yo, what's up, Jungle Boss? Thank you so much for the raid. Ooh. Wow. We got a gold for Corpus in this bad run. Okay. Yo, thank you for good luck. Have fun. Appreciate it, Jungle. Hope your stream was good. What you streaming these days? Prime? I know you're pretty good at Prime. Oh. Did it rest of Prime Hundo? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Forgotten Eye? Oh no, well that's what the rust is for. Wasn't too bad overall. I have a few tricks to practice. Nice. I'm thinking of going back to Prime Remastered once I've done my my Metroid Dread grind. I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about like probably a couple weeks from now. I'm thinking of going back to Remaster and trying to do some runs, some attempts. Because I learned the tricks for the Switch, but I'm not consistent enough to do that in a run, so... Oh yeah, man, Prime's a great game. Remaster or not, great game. No, Oh no. All right. Okay, good plan. Alright. I'm gonna go take a break now, probably gonna lurk for a bit. Alright, Jungle, take your break. You've earned it. Thank you for the raid again. Thank you for the good lucks. Have a good day, man. What's up, Shannon? Thank you for the good lucks. Welcome on in. Alright, 248, not too bad. I had that little ledge grab and I failed to hit the drone. Lost a bit of time with that. I think that's pretty much my time loss on this split. Damn, that damage I took there. It's not the damage that's the problem, it's slowing me down a bit. Alright, 105 on the elevator. I think that's a little slower than gold. To be fair, I think I had to edit my gold there. I was cleaning up my sum of best last time. And I lost my original gold, which is a 114 something, so I just put in there a 114.50 as a placeholder. I don't know how realistic that is since this segment actually went pretty well. Pretty close to gold. But I did have that deboost there that cost me a bit of time, so it might just about be a gold. So might be fine. Alright, not the best swimsuit, but not too bad either. Oh, I forgot what I practiced last time. Oh, never mind. Still got it. Oh, that was a great climb. Imagine if I actually got first round this run. And not a run with like really good early game. No, not even this one. I'll go for a second try. If that doesn't work, I'll just reset. And to be honest, I don't really want to go for a second try, but... probably good to at least practice. Alright, that also didn't work. Alright. You know what? I took the checkpoint back to the door before I came to the menu because that Emmy spawn is known to cause crashes, and I just wanted to let the game reset a little bit before going directly to the menu. You never know what kind of weird state the game might hold. If you reset at RBX, at least in unrestricted, the whole game gets laggy even when you move on to another file. If you reset at Z57, you can actually carry that slow boost to the other files too, so never know. Who knows, there might be other stuff that affects your gameplay that we don't even know about. Oh, really? Damn, I didn't think it was that bad of a jump. Why can't I just get a decent... Why can't I just get a decent attempt at freaking Emmy bomb? I guess I haven't learned that too, jeez. Yeah, I remember that you can carry the pulse radar effect. Yup. It might be worse on the Switch one, because having to continuously play out that effect could, you know, just create more lag than you'd like, right? There might be others, I don't know. This game still has plenty of mysteries to be solved, I think. I mean, I mean mysteries, not necessarily like big time saves to the runs, but mysteries nonetheless. Oh. Oh, I pressed plus minus too early. Okay, now maybe that first dash really actually matters. I should probably do a time comp. I'm sure someone's done a time comp for this too. I just don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Sonic Orochi who made some time comparisons on doing the dash melees out of the green Ami central unit room. I don't know if there are similar time comps for other Amis or this one in particular. Don't remember. But I mean, if it worked in one room, it probably would have worked in the others. But this central unit room, I think, has different dimensions from the others. Oh, finally got one decent attempt. Okay. No. No. Alright, that's a proper attempt. In one of my multi-file runs, I did that. As soon as I got Morph Ball, the pulse radar effect was going off. I just wanted to confuse the verifier a bit. Well, if it doesn't, I mean, if it doesn't affect the run, like doesn't give you an advantage, that's probably okay. I would bet that might actually help you get Hobbit skews more, at least on Switch 1. It probably doesn't make much of a difference on Switch 2, the more powerful hardware, but I don't know, it's something that I don't think I've messed around with, the pulse radar effect persisting. Maybe I haven't, I don't remember. But it's something that I haven't really spent some time on. Like, I've spent time messing around with Metroid Suit, but don't think I've ever touched that. Yo, what's up, Metroid Crafter? Thank you for the good lucks, appreciate you. As far as messing around with things in the game, there are two things that I am more or less interested in, and I don't know if whenever I will get to mess around with any more than I already have, but I would like to see early charge beam for multi-file, getting through that stupid morph tunnel right next to Adam, and figuring out grav skip for NMG. I have tried things, but nothing worked, nothing promising, so whatever. I think like those are probably the most likely things to happen next in Dread speedrunning history. And it's hard to talk about glitches and likely happen next because no one can even begin to guess what's gonna happen next, who's gonna find something, what it's gonna be, and when. So. Oh, grab the thing, bruh. Yo, what's up, Dibs? Welcome on in. Alright, proper attempt, let's go. Give me a parry. Give me a parry. Yay, late timing, I like that one. Alright, we at least should be getting off of our target this time, chat. It's already a good thing. Oh no, stop grabbing everything. Chat, why did this Samus have such grabby hands? Why? Yippee! I need to start giving some of these games other routes to try. I've mainly just focused on UR. You mean any percent UR, or? Because there are other URs, there's 100%, there's whole bosses. Whole bosses is arguably more fun than any percent. Any percent NMG also has nice enough tricks and end movement. It's a good, I can see why it's the main category. Plenty of good movement and some cool tricks to keep you interested. I mean, glitchless can also be fun. It does have tricks, not glitches, but it can also be fun. Any percent UR, nice. I like to hear people trying out any percent UR. Oh no. Oh no, no. Oh no, I just... Wow, I just missed out on headlock, chat. Ask me anything. Possibly the worst ever Corpus fight. Yeah, any percent you are is kind of a scary category. People stay away from that. It's good to see that there are folks out there giving it a shot. Yeah, like, you know, most of the unrestricted tech is pretty reasonable to do. The wall clips are fine. It's just the MU warp and its stupid RNG and the snapback. You know, worst thing about this game is the snapback. But, you know, yeah, the bomb HQ, wall clips, all of that is pretty good. Like, that's actually fine. It's the MU warp having RNG and RBX being just a disgrace to the speedrun. Early RBX with beams is just a disgrace to go through. Because, like, the unrestricted tech itself, it's nice. It's pretty cool to do and learn. It's just, you know, it's kind of like if you do any bump, then one of the doors bars it gets permanently locked and bars your progression in glitchless. So it's not like not like the thing you're doing is a glitch, but it has, you know, some side effects that prevent the category from making use of that thing. And the same kind of logic applies to the wall clips. These wall clips and stuff lead you to eventually be able to challenge RBX early with beams. And, like, killing RBX isn't exactly unrestricted, but the route and glitches led you to that point. Oh, I miscounted. So it's not like RBX itself is a glitch, but, you know, it kind of just comes up naturally. Oh, that was a little tight. Not a very good segment, lots of movement mistakes here, and the boss fight, the Seal fight was pretty bad. If only we could find an actual consistent RBX setup. Yeah, I wonder if home lag would actually help on Switch 2. On Switch 1, I tried a few times and it didn't really seem to help, but I never got around to messing much with the RBX fight on Switch 2. It just keeps jumping. I stayed away from any percent unrestricted since I got back on Switch 2. I did a few runs. Probably the first thing I did when I got my Switch 2 and started streaming some Dread was to give any percent unrestricted a shot, and I think I did a couple runs just for fun. But RBX was absolutely atrocious, dude. It's just not fun. On Switch 1, I feel like I could... I had some consistency to what I was doing. I'm not doing like anything specific in terms of setup, just like trying to repeat the same things that I did when I got a success, basically. But the stuff that I used to do that worked on Switch 1 just doesn't on Switch 2. It just doesn't. Like, there's no semblance of consistency whatsoever. It just sometimes it works, and I don't really know why. Also because it takes pretty long to get to RBX living, it's kind of... Yeah, the best you can do is save at the item room in Hanubia. And that kind of sucks because I actually had a save file on Switch 1 where I beat the Powerbomb warrior. I went back to the item room, actually got Wave Beam. So as far as testing goes, it's not going to be the exact same abilities you'd have in any percent because you wouldn't have wave beam, but you know, my sanity matters too when I practice stuff, and if I can speed up practice a little bit and use wave beam and have to skip all those clips, then I kind of will, right? Yeah, it is extra hard on Switch 2. As I said, like the stuff that I was doing on Switch 1 had some consistency to it. It wouldn't be hard to get like at least a second or third try RBX. Of course, it was random. Sometimes it would be third, fourth, or fifth, right? But I got plenty of first and second tries doing what I was doing. Which is making sure that I get get enough shots in early and then try to get that frame, but there was some consistency to it. But on Switch 2, I went even as far as like 10 tries and it didn't even didn't even matter. I think one of my runs was actual 10 tries. So yeah, all bosses is fine because you only have to do Emi Warp, you don't have to do RBX early. Oh shoot, I miss. Oh, this run's dead, Chad. Holy shit. I think I got mispositioned there. That's why the shot just stopped going through. Damn, dude. I guess you could use SPT to remove. Oh yeah, maybe that's interesting. I've only done SPT once following a specific set of steps. I think I was trying to go for Moonball. I never got to like fully understand the way it works. To use it a bit more flexibly. Your Emi claims yet another run. Well, to be honest, it's my own fault for not doing the setup properly. The Emi does give you limited attempts at this thing, depending on its spawn. I feel like that's not very common. The Emi spawns either like at the door. Wait, where does it spawn? No, it's not at the door. I think it's like spawns at a platform and then it either goes right or left. But anyway, there's one combination of spawn and direction that makes it just come here kind of early. That's usually that's probably the good spawn when you do an MG. Like you get up to this door and the M is like not even getting in your way down here. I think that's the spawn that can come here early and ruin your seam pseudo. Best for NMG, worst for unrestricted. The duality of the Dread Runner. Ten missiles, not all that bad. If I get this pseudo done in 10 missiles like that, that's pretty good. Nine. Yep. Do I still have it in me to do Atom Skip? I haven't done Atom Skip in a long time. Do I still know how to do this thing? A little early on the wall jump. A little late, I mean, no, this, okay, I still got this, chat. Still got this. Stupid Amy. Wait, did I just dodge the hidden item tutorial? Wait, that's interesting. Did I just dodge the hidden item tutorial by touching the Amy? Huh? When did I get the hidden item tutorial? Oh, of course, this is all bosses. I got it when I visited the first Amy. Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot. Guys, I'm so used to doing 80% unrestricted that it just completely slipped my mind that I did the slide into the Amy tutorial because you kind of have to kill it for all bosses. Yeah. Well, it's a shame I have to reset before any warp, but it is what it is. So this is what my record grinds are gonna look like going forward, chat. Little bosses. There was a time I could just take some bad runs to the finish line and it would still PB. But now I feel like if I'm not carrying a good early game pace, slim chance. Atari Simulator, yep, we got to that point. Definitely my least favorite part of running. At least if you're running something like NMG. Well, you still got many places to reset depending on how fast you want your run to be, right? But I feel like if I got a good, like at the point where I'm at in NMG, I feel like as long as I get a good enemy bump, I could probably just do the rest of the run just fine. But if I was grinding close to my summer best, I might be resetting for a good health pseudo, I might be resetting for, you know, first or second try screw attack short boost, and I might just have to reset the whole run half hour in. Or maybe I want to get first or second try Stormscape and RNG gives me like 5th. I can imagine that NMG is probably not going to be very fun at a certain point. But any percent unrestricted at every point is going to be annoying because of RNG. Okay. Okay. Give me a good parry. Hey, we got a good parry. Let's get going. This time, seems Pseudo is gonna cooperate. Yes. This time, chat, it will happen. And we get the weave. Not the best missile for the door, but whatever. So we're on par with PB, which PB had a very good Artaria, actually, so being on par with PB is really nice. Oh. Dude, where the heck is the head? Holy crap, that was so bad. Dude. It was just one missile away. I think I missed the 4 missiles that... Yeah. I was just one missile off and then it took me forever to connect those shots. Such a bad fight. I think half of my time loss was preemptively trying to skip the cutscenes and just pausing the game for no reason.
Uploading data.
Damn, that was some bad raking. That was really bad. So, with that wall jump, chances are I was probably not going to be able to get the plant kill anymore. I was trying to see if I could at least melt the plate before jumping, but I think my mashing just was not working at all. So I had to give up on that. Damn, being 20 seconds behind some of best this early is not good. Not what I wanted. No. Reset. Well, I can still very much get a PB with this, but you know, it hurts to see that red, right? What I want for Christmas is green. Game? Just give me green. Yeah, I do have a pretty big buffer for sub-hour. But that means having a sub-hour time is not even that good. I would have a good run if it was like a 59-20x or something like that. That would be a good run. 20x, 30x, something like that. Like 1 minute-ish off some of best. There are parts of the run that are not very easy to do consistently. Wherever wall clips are involved, I can lose plenty of time to Hobbit skews. That's out of my control. Some boss fights are also a little finicky. Oh my god. Alright, I already lost 1 second to that ledge grab. And slow climb. If not more. I'm rarely able to start carries with good movement and a clean weave due to snapback. Okay, I'm gonna need HP. I need HP real bad right now, game. What the hell? Alright, 10 shots, just like we practiced. You know, my last grind. Wait, I'll try to do the deboost before I say anything more. I didn't grab the thing, but I had already released free aim. What? Dude, stop wasting any more. How did I not grab the magnet? I was right on top of it. I even released free aim and everything. What the heck? Game actually stealing my time. Anyway, last time I did my grind session, I got the PB, the 10033. And my first run of that day, no, huh? Why is she standing? Why are you standing? The controller snapped back and made Samus stand up, and I didn't realize because I started talking. Fuck this controller, dude. I was gonna say my first run, the last practice session, started with me getting an Artaria that was exactly played on some of best base. So every Artaria thereafter has been, well, not as good. Dude, where is my melee? What the heck? Where is my melee? Dude, it's like the second run start that I press melee and nothing happens. Come on. Ah, oh, dude, I don't even know what to do. Like half of my mistakes aren't actually my mistakes. It's just snapback. I can deal. I mean, I can deal with my mistakes. I don't like them. It's frustrating, but I can deal with my mistakes. But with snapback, it's just attacks at any point. There's not much I can do about it. Oh my god! Please jump. I gotta stop shooting that missile. The time I spend aiming and thinking about that is enough to get hit by the bat if I miss the shot. I don't even have to use a missile there. Better controller with 2.0% less snapback. It's funny because I already had some snapback on the Pro Controller 1, right? But I was able to counteract the snapback a little bit. But with the Pro Controller 2, I can't even counteract it. To counteract it, I have to very slowly like move the control stick back to center manually. Like it's not release and let it snap. It just slowly move it back to center, and I don't have time to do that during the run. With how often I have to do inputs, I don't have time to do that. Like just a slight bit of a move back was enough on Procon 1, but this is not enough. And like this snapback is on the controller. I get snapback in a lot of other games. Some games you don't notice it as much, but others you do, and it's really bad. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Come on, dude. I can't even get a darn run started. That was a very late melee. I think I'm gonna spend a little bit of time practicing this stupid setup. It's not even hard, but I don't know why I'm messing it up so much. This is not even hard to do. This actually happens a lot throughout the run. You know, sometimes I morph. I'm trying to do bomb skew jumps to lock in the skew frame, and Samus just morphs when I crouch, as it like snaps back and makes me morph. I've also had in morphs in morph tunnels because it snaps to up and makes me unmorph. And I have yet to lose Bomb skew off of that, but I'm sure it's gonna happen. Actually, it just happened earlier, I think, while I was practicing. But in practice, it's whatever. Now, in the middle of the run, I could very well lose Bomb skew off of snapback and morphing me or whatever, and there's not much I can do about it. I always try to be careful, but sometimes I can't really do much. No snapback on the Joy-Cons, really? Actually, I think his Marshmallow has it has good boss rush times raking with Joy-Cons. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. I used to play Splatoon with Joy-Cons, but that was on Switch 1, and the Joy-Cons on Switch 1 were pretty bad. Maybe Switch 2 are just a little better. I never try to do Dread runs with Switch 2 Joy-Cons. I could try sometime. I don't imagine it'll feel better than Pro-Con. Not to mention, I already have plenty of muscle memory on this layout, so it'd probably feel weird. But that is an idea. Okay. We get to do the parry at least. Yay! We got the parry. I think we are on par with gold right now, because that was a first try pseudo. And middle parry timing. And we got the weave. Oh, this could be a gold, chat. This could be a gold. It is a mini gold because we got the mid timing. Yo. Nice. Last time I golded this segment was with the late parry timing. This one was the mid timing. So I may have split just a fraction of a second a little late because it should be a minus 0.2, but I don't care. Gold is gold. Take it. Oh shoot. Yeah, see, if I just don't even try to shoot at the ply, it just works out much better. Yeah, this is a worthy Atari pace right now. Let me actually hold on to that thought until after Scorpius. What? Okay, I don't understand what movement this thing is doing. Holy crap. I think I missed all of them. I missed. Holy shit, that is so bad. I think I must have missed half of my missiles that phase 2. I don't understand what movement the head was doing. I think it was like going up, completely up and down. I don't even understand what. That was so bad. Yep, that's what I get for saying I have a good artillery pace before Corpids. I feel like I'm pretty good at sticking to my average times. If I get a gold somewhere, I get a ridiculously bad segment elsewhere. Every single... What is that? Oh my god. Anyway, I need to focus. Let's focus. I'm not gonna get anywhere if I don't focus, right? Whenever I do tornadoes. Well, fortunately, you don't have to do the old-fashioned tornadoes with 100 turnarounds. In the tornadoes, 20 is enough. 20-ish is enough. But that feeling sucks, I'm sure. You don't really want your control sticks to have their lifespan taken away. Alright, good to see you fight. Holy shit. Oh, that's so bad. Once again, my mashing was not connecting. I had more than enough time to melt the plate, but when the enemy got closer, I just wasn't, like, the plate was not getting melted at all, and just wasn't taking damage. Horrible mashing. Welp. Suddenly, this is actually one of my worst artilleries in a while. 16 seconds behind PB. Oh well. I find it really hard to do that climb fast in the magnet room. It's really hard for me to do a little bit of single mash while I'm already focused on jumping off the magnets and stuff. I'm pretty sure I lost more than 0.4 seconds on that jump back before the breakable tiles, so I might still be able to get a short gold. A small gold. Which is nice. I want to get rid of that 114.50. As I said, that's kind of a manual gold that I had to put there because I forgot what my original gold was. Do we snap back again or what? He just went all the way to the left. I could swear I tapped right, but no. Oh, well, that's not good. At least we're through. Okay, okay, we'll take that. Alright, can we finally get a first try so I can actually like play the rest of the run? Because resetting our Atari gets a little, not very fun. Both to play or watch, so... Yeah. Of course not. Can we at least get a second try? I'm not continuing even if I get a second try, but... There's no point. My PB already had a second try. Nope. Alright. Unlucky. So sum of best is down to 58-12. I think with a few more golds we could probably go for a sub 58 sum of best. That'd be nice to see. That was kind of a late melee, I'm surprised that worked. Aw. I didn't even get the second hit. I wish there was some kind of manip we could do to get a first try Emmy warp. To ensure a first try, I mean. Oh, that was a very early headshot. Wonder how this one compares to my gold. Okay, that ties gold, nice. Tight grab. Okay, nice. Second try, we got it. Alright. Oh no. Ooh, that is so bad. Oh my god, what? Man, that failed to get the ledge grab. Such a big time loss. That was not a good Corpus fight. I wasted a lot of time. Hesitated a lot with my shots, and also that ledge fail lost a huge chunk too. You know what, for a headlock, that's a pretty bad segment.
Uploading data.
Okay, good mashing this time. I think I lost about 2 seconds before the central unit fight. So even though this match was nice, I think I still have a bit of time to save over that gold. Fight wasn't as good as it could have been, but I had some movement mishaps, so that's most of my time lost, I think. Yeah, I think I still have a bit of time save here. Nice. Always a happy moment when I get that quick climb and break the 2 tiles. But I did get a mantle there with a very early dash melee and no slide. This run. Oh my god, dude. Alright, if there's a run that ever needed a first try enemy warp, it's this one. Almost as good as BB. Actually, most of my mistakes happened just now on this split while I was talking. Lesson learned, don't talk, play. Alright. I'll wake you up, chat, if we get first try. Yep, I just can't leave there. There's no point. Oh, I'm not supposed to open the door. I hope that doesn't change anything. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. No. It wasn't a first try, chat. Let's see if I can at least get a second try and tie a PB pace. In my PB, I didn't get the D boost, so the climb was a little slower. It is possible that I could still save a bit of time even with the second try. Because my gold isn't the end all be all. My gold can still be improved a bit, I think. No. We have done a total of 6 Emmy warp tries today, chat. I'm pretty much at 6 fails in a row. That's where it's at. I need a little break, chat. Right now, if I close my eyes, I'm still seeing Artaria and the Pinky and Emmy Bomb. I need a little break from the screen. I'll be right back. Oh, folks, we are back. We are back to do some more runs, or attempt at least. Let's get it. Man, this gets kind of annoying to repeat Artaria every run, and oof, it just makes my eyes weird having to redo Artaria so many times. Where's my melee? No. What is the opposite of fat fingering? Just failing hard? Failing hard. Alright, well. I'll go with that for now. It's only like 5 seconds. However, if this run were to get a first try enemy warp and I played it so well that I managed to be a PB, if that PB were in between 10000 and 10004, those 5 seconds would, I would immediately regret them. Yo, Noland! Hello, welcome on in, how's it going? See, this is why taking breaks is good. I took a break and I immediately got a first try Emmy bump. Not warp. No, we're not at warp yet. Technically that wasn't first try because I botched the setup. But it was a first try parry, so it has to count for something. Okay, good Corpius. Good Corpius. Actually, phase 1 could have been better. I still have a lot of hesitation in my missile fire rate. I need to work on that. It's something that's going to benefit a lot of my boss fights, is just having a more consistent missile fire rate. Central unit, Scorpius, Kraid. Yeah. This is also true for boss fights where I do weaving like Ravenbeak, but Ravenbeak uses ice missiles which have a slower fire rate. It's easier to manage. Relatively.
Uploading data.
Damn it. Oh, that was a really bad fight. So bad. Where's my melee? Dude! That's like 5 seconds lost for no reason. Oh my god, How did she not melee? Man, that central unit fight is one of the worst fights I've had in a long time. Biggest culprit is bad fire rate on the missiles. It was too slow firing the rate. I was too slow firing the missiles. Yeah. Oh no. Come on, stop wasting time with dumb stuff. What? Huh? 5 seconds lost as well. Jeez. Damn it. Not good, that's just very slow. Again, the same thing happened again. I think I might have been too low and I hit the slope. Dude, stop wasting me more time, these stupid enemies! I think that it looks like I should be making it to the magnet, but actually I'm touching the slope before I even touch the magnet. It should have grabbed it. It really looked like I should have grabbed it. It might be late for a clip now, but... Well, if I don't get a first try, it's an instant reset. I'm not saving any time. I think this is actually even worse than my PB pace was. I'm pretty sure I didn't get the D-boost. That's not even first try, so rip. It looks like we're not gonna get a first try in warp today, chat. That is 7 attempts now. And I didn't get it once. I think I'm gonna do a few more attempts. This is getting really annoying. This is what drove me away from running any percent unrestricted. That just not getting the Emmy warp is so annoying. But at least we don't have to worry about RBX in this category. It's just like, I wish I didn't have to reset the run so much to RNG. Wish I could just go ahead and play more runs to the end. And as I said, I could probably take a second try and still get a PB, but the chance that that will happen is very, very low. Oh, that was not good. Wait. Nah, that's too many movement mistakes. I don't want to start with 5 seconds lost on movement. I really gotta ditch the habit of firing a missile at the fly. I don't need to do that. I just need to move fast. Really need to ditch that. Okay, that's a reset. You know, one little saving grace of doing resets on Switch 2, it is 10 seconds faster than on Switch 1. So we get back to the game a little faster. Damn, the first shot didn't connect. Alright, we get past Emmy Bump once again. Why do I just keep having bad Corpus fights every time? Average Corpus, man. It's so real. Corpus is probably responsible for 60% of my resets. Dude, the only reason why I don't reset at Corpus here is that I still have to do Amy Warp anyway. So I might as well continue. If this were NMG, I might feel compelled to reset more, because I don't have Amy Warp to reset for. I have Corpus, if I got a trash Corpus. I mean, having Charge Beam, you can usually maybe save a couple of runs thanks to Charge Beam, but that's only if you miss a couple shots. If you miss too many, it's too many Charge Beams as well, so. And then there's Hell Pseudo. And Adam. Well. And what are you doing? What? Holy shit. Oh my god. Stop grabbing every ledge. Okay, I'm not sure where I lost time, but I'm like 1 second and a half behind. I think I'll get caught. Oh, I just stuck with it, but I know that I knew that my mashing wasn't very good. That was so close. I was so close to getting caught, but I just wanted to go with it anyway. I was frames away from getting caught. Brother, break the tiles. Man, that's such a big time loss. How many stall jumps do I have to do to break that shit? Alright, this is still very much an acceptable Artari pace. Wish I didn't lose all that time at Magnet. Well, at Corp is more than anything. But yeah. Dude, please. There isn't a single run where I don't grab any ledge that I don't want to grab. I had no issue with that when I played on Switch 1 with Broke on 1, but it just happens on every attempt now. Almost made it out at 33. Okay. Alright, that undoubtedly works. If I get a high jump, if I get the fly to fly high instead of going down, this thing is almost guaranteed to work. The more I do that deboost, the more leeway I get from understanding the pattern and how the enemy is gonna move around. So I'm starting to like get used to the movement and be able to adjust on the fly. If I think I'm not gonna make it, I'll like move. I will move slightly to adjust my positioning versus the ply. And it's I've been doing that a little bit more consistent now. Last time I practiced it. Oh my lord, 8 tries today, not a single first try, man. Holy crap. This is one of those days where man, this practice just all this grind is just wasted because I don't get a single run out of freaking counters, dude. This is the harsh part about running any unrestricted category, is that sometimes you're gonna have days like these where the game just ain't gonna give a shit. One in 3, by the way. Yep. I mean, I think I also got pretty lucky on my previous attempt last week. So on my previous grind session, I mean, I got a few first tries in one session, which I can't complain about that, but going 3 hours without a single run, making it past Kara's, like, come on, dude, what? Like, at that point... So if anyone wonders why I'm not running any percent unrestricted, imagine having to deal with that again at the end of the run with RBX. Even worse. RBX is even worse than that. Imagine playing a game for half an hour and then just you can't even win. Yeah, I'm gonna do a few more attempts, and if I don't get one through carries, I'm just, I don't know. I'll either stop or go play something else. For my sanity, I that's it, dude. I already know how this goes. No! Ah, damn it. I think I free aim before I jump. So... or melee, whatever. So I didn't actually get a wall jump. Oh, I just realized I haven't caught up with the news post by the Valheim devs in January. Oh shit. So this is one of those cases where, oh my god, oh, I reset the run because I fell off. One of the cases where I had the correct angle on the rebind, but just wasn't doing the movement correctly, the setup correctly. And you know, a lot of the times using the rebind method, a lot of the times I will input an angle that works only like on part of the ceiling. So like I might have a high angle that only works from the ceiling close to the blob, or I'll have a slightly lower angle that only works if I'm a little further to the left. So I always have to do a little bit of figuring out an adjustment, unless I get the correct angle from the beginning and just hit it first try, but that usually doesn't happen. Usually the first shot is a good chance of failing, but anything after the first has a good chance of going through if I do the movement and setup correctly. Oh my, dude, I can have a run started with this many mistakes. I think my biggest time save in this segment is actually the text mashing. I feel like I still haven't had like a really good mash for that text. I try to use the same grip as the double thumb mashing, but for some reason it's weird to do that on the 8 button. Being on the edge of the controller, it's a little easier to keep it stable for multiple clicks. A little harder, I mean. Ooh, that was so tight. I jumped a bit too early. No. Yes. Okay, we got another run through. Run through the Emmy bump. All right. Too bad it was only on the second try of the parry. Wow, we're actually a bit ahead of the PB. That's nice. Alright, not a very good fight, but I was at least able to back it up quickly without missiles. I lost 2 seconds in just movement before entering the arena. And then of course, not a very good fight, especially phase 2.
Uploading data.
Bad fight. Not good. What? How did that not work? Holy shit, it must have been like 1 or 2 shots away from melting. It's so bad. Oh my god. It must have been like literal 1 or 2 shots away from melting. At least I still had time to jump over, but I didn't need that. I didn't need that. So that ties my imaginary 114.50. That's good. Because I needed real gold for this section. Oh. Damn it. Slope tech failing me. I think if I don't get this one shot, I'll just go do something else and stop for today. Okay, that's it, man. 9 Amy tries and I didn't get first try even once. Incredible. Oh, you can't even get up there without grapple or jump upgrades. Up. This is the hard part of grinding unrestricted categories. You could spend 3 hours grinding the run and maybe get a PB, nice. Or you could spend 3 hours and you don't even make it past categories because the game just doesn't want to give it to you. That's it. I often feel like practicing the unrestricted categories feels like a waste of time. I could have been playing any number of other games and I would have enjoyed myself far more than 3 hours of this. But I really want to go for that sub hour, so I want it to happen. But I don't... I've said this many times, but I really don't feel like grinding unrestricted categories for this reason. It's just so boring, and it probably doesn't even make for a very enjoyable watching experience. You know, it's not very fun to do this for 3 hours and get nothing out of it. It's also probably not very fun to watch this for anywhere between 0 to 3 hours and there's nothing happening on this stream. Oh well. I might start doing some offline attempts too and just save it for the the YouTube video upload for whenever I get that sub-hour time. I wish I had it in me to grind for even longer than that, because look at that sum of best, 58-12, and here I am going for a sub-hour. But like, really think of it, going for even less than that, I would need to get a first try Emmy Warp. I would need to have the cleanest early game possible. I would need to not mess up any of the wall clips and hope that the game cooperates and gives me the correct skew frames every single time. No hobbied skews, no weird stuffs, right? The chance of that happening is incredibly low, and the chance of me keeping that pace and not making mistakes at all outside of the glitches and tricks and outside of the RNG is also incredibly small to do all of that in a single run, right? So, I don't know, man. If it was just the skill issue part, I think it would be more tolerable, but the fact that I get to categories and it's a literal roll dice, whether or not I keep the run going, man, I do not like this. Let's be honest, chat, I do not like this. But I will continue to grind this thing every now and then. I will continue to grind this thing until we get that sub-hour. Anyway, I think I've had enough for today. I'm gonna go do something else. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and bye-bye.